Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on this live, talking about an important topic. So it's talking about nutrition, and our title is white bread. White bread's making a comeback in school. Really, it is. Can you believe that? And so I just wanted to give you some kind of an update of what's going on, and also let's listen. Also, that what your thoughts about it. Do you love the white bread? You listen. A lot of us who grew up even just a few years ago, white bread was it, right? You just would have white bread, and it's what you did. But really, it's important to understand what's going on. So, super controversial move. The current administration, the Trump administration, is rolling back an Obama era rule that schools can only serve whole grains to food, right? So again, the politics are there, right? So it's people are worried about this administration and that, but listen, I think that it's important to talk about the health issues. Really, the health issues are what I'm worried about. Exactly, what is it? What does this mean to our kids? Is in a land where people are having an obesity crisis, a metabolic syndrome crisis. I mean, why are we going backwards, right? Why are we talking about getting white bread? So what's the difference? So a lot of people say, "What? Who cares?" Right? People love bread. Bread's bread. So there's a huge difference between whole grain and white or refined grain. Well, it all comes down to the way the grain and it is really processed. They both really start out the same. However, all grain has three components: the bran, outer layer, um, and then the germ, which is the innermost layer, and then the endosperm, which is the starchy part in between. When the bran and the germ, right, are removed, then it reduces the nutritional value of the grain. Hopefully, that makes sense to a lot of you. So, those are the components, and then with white bread, they typically they add sweeteners. People add sweeteners, makes it more appealing to kiddos, right? So they love eating it because they got the sugar. But we know from many of my Facebook lives that sugar is what not great at all for you. So it's important to understand that why this is an important decision that's being made to roll back some of the activities that were happening before. So with white bread, people say, well, it tastes better. Kids are going to eat it. So who cares? Why are you making a deal out of this, Dr. Nandi? Well, here's the thing. It may taste better, but white bread is, you know, empty calories, a nutritional lightweight because many of the important nutrients are taken away. So when you take away the important nutrients, what does that do? You're not giving it to the kiddos. You're not giving it to the individuals who need it the most. And that's what upsets me, is because I have kids, right? I want them to get more nutrition. So many kids are not getting enough of one vital nutrient, specifically this fiber. And fiber is being stripped away. Fiber really help kids to do what? Feel full longer, so that their stomachs, because the stomach actually takes a longer time to digest it. And in refined grains, they lower the fiber content. Not good, not really good at all. So it doesn't keep blood sugar levels steady. When it doesn't do that, kids will feel hungry much faster. And when they're hungry, guess what? Kids don't concentrate. And when they don't concentrate, guess what? They do not learn as well. And that is the real deal. That we want these kids to do well. And also, as you know, gut health, right? You put simple sugars like the stuff in white bread, not good for you. It actually continues to make gut health not a priority if you do that. And it can cause increased leaky gut. It can cause increased inflammatory conditions. So when you have simple sugars, the entire microbiome, the trillions of bugs in your gut, they actually change, and they change for the worse. And that's why it's such a big deal to be able to talk about this. And for us to go backwards, not a great thing. So, is this one of the reasons people ask that we're having more obesity? Well, it definitely contributes, right? Having white bread, refined grains instead of the whole grains we're talking about, because the fact is that, except for vegetables and fruits, which you should eat plenty of, by the way, cereals, crackers, desserts, pastries, pretty much all made with white flour, refined stuff. But whole wheat has folic acid, has vitamin B6, E, minerals, magnesium, chromium, zinc, and much higher in fiber. Eating whole grains over refined refined grains, one of the best ways to do what? To decrease all the diseases that are killing us: diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and also certain cancers in the future of kids. So I think it's a big deal to go backwards. I'll tell you, I have kids, and to me, it really makes me worried, makes me disappointed that we're going backwards, because I don't want my kids, when they're in school, to really have the option of having more junk. Right? They already have so many reasons to have a bunch of junk in their food, but now we give them even more reasons to have junk. So really important to talk about this, in my opinion, and understand that nutrition starts at a young age. You have to give your kids the right habits, and giving them stuff that's really nutritionally not sound is not the way. If we're going to go backwards, then it's going to lead to worse health problems in the country. In a time when we have a health crisis, our entire economy, right, is really predicated on on health problems not getting worse. We're spending so much money every day. So this is why I'm really worried about this feature, that we're going back, that we don't need whole grains anymore. So check it out yourself. Look at the rules, but importantly, teach your kids that they can make decisions themselves that can really be important, that can really be useful for them. So don't settle. If just because the government is this way or that way doesn't mean personally we have to do the same thing at home. Do everything you can to be able to give your kids the power to have good gut health. And that means what? Have lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of fiber, whole grains, really very important. Awesome stuff. So I appreciate all you guys watching. Remember to make healthy living a part of every day. It's super important to do that. Make healthy living a part of every day. We just talked about whole grains, white bread, and simple sugars, refined sugars. If you didn't catch this, replay it and take a look. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Namaste as always.